Hi there! Welcome to a cheering guide for the Primals, the band for the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with expansion. I've been to a lot of their concerts in Japan, and while the cheers and chants for the Primals are in fact very loose and not super set in stone, I want to share the knowledge so that more people can join in at FanFest and perhaps even beyond. World Tour when so again? However, before we jump in, I must bring up the most important rule of lightstick usage. Be mindful of your surroundings. Do not do large movements, as you may hit your fellow warriors of light. This is a no PvP zone. You are not an AoE marker. With that important notice covered, let's talk about the actual cheering. There are 3 types of movement that we'll mention: Standard, Viper, and what's called Ketcha. Standard is pretty much what you'd expect. It's kind of the natural movement, shaking the light to the beat like this animation here. You can also chant "Hi! Hi! Hi!" to the beat with the song, particularly during instrumental sections for especially energetic pieces. Viper is another that sounds exactly like what it is. Here, you move the lights back and forth without hitting anyone, left and right like a windshield wiper. You can also do smaller wrist-only movements if need be, so that you don't hit anybody. The last one, Ketcha, is a movement where you move the pen lights in an arc pointing towards the performers, like this animation here. This is sort of a give them your energy type vibe, and is often seen during slower songs or even just slower segments of a song. All of these can be used together for a song, mixing and matching during different parts, but cheering for the Primals does tend to be simple, and for the most part standard movements cover all of the bases, with at most a swap to a Ketcha or Viper during slower segments. I'll be going through some of the songs that they've performed, or all of the songs that I could find that they have performed, and some that we can speculate they may perform in expansion order. You can also check the description for a document breaking them down as well if you want to follow along with the video. However, before we get into the A Realm Reborn songs, there's one non-song cheer that may be familiar if you watched any of the live streams, and we'll use that to go over the chart example that we have here. Here on our chart, we have a section for the song name, which in this case is band introduction. If it has a place that it plays in-game, I'll put it there as well. Next, these are the lightstick colors that you'll see used during this song. In this case, it's red. Finally, there's the special notes. During the introduction, Gun will often ask questions such as "Dokkara kita no?" which would mean "Where did you come from?" which is followed by this kanji showing up on the screen. It's read "ie," which means home, but when shouted like this, "Yay!" it sounds like the Japanese pronunciation for yay. It's a dad joke. They love their dad jokes. But with that, I've covered the chart and an example, so let's start with our Realm Reborn songs. We have 2 songs with special cases to cover, and this being our first, Titan, or Under the Weight. After the bow down over dwellers, bow down over dwellers, bow down over dwellers, or perhaps what sounds to people like bada 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 bada, the audience will join with Titan, part of the lyrics. Also, during the instrumental segment, the audience may do the standard hi, hi, hi chant to the beat. The second song we have with this special case is Oblivion. If they perform the Never Let It Go version, a wiper movement is recommended instead of the standard motion. During the standard version, I also personally like to shout back to the Never Let Go parts of the lyrics as a call and response type chant as well. As for the other Realm Reborn songs they performed, they don't have any special notes, so the only important part here is the lightstick color. Here's a chart of those songs, but you can also check the document in the description if you'd like. Moving on to Heavensword, perhaps the most expected call and response, the audience replies to the "Say my name" with Sephiroth, of course. I feel like that one's just an obvious case. Moving on, the most iconic of audience reactions comes from Alexander's Rise, the time stop. I think most 14 players know this at this point, and quite frankly, I think the Primals love doing it so much they make sure the song is in every set list, and I don't blame them. It's very fun. After the second Sonic Boom, everyone freezes until the song fully resumes. And here are the standard songs for Heavensword. There's a lot of songs here, in part because they really enjoy Alexander songs. As a side note, Locust is almost always the final encore song, to the point that I personally associate it with the logo animation that they play on the screen during it. Moving on to Stormblood, surprisingly, there's actually no special songs for Stormblood in terms of chanting. While the performances can have something special, like Amatsukaze being performed by Yoshida, the chants themselves are very basic, and the only thing of note is the different colors. Moving on to Shadowbringers, we've got a classic meme song, The Twinning. Pick your role in your light stick color. If you've got more than one, feel free to dual roll for fun. You can also clap or tap your light sticks together to match the clapping sections of the meme dance. And if you're powerful enough, perhaps, and want to take it a step further, you could try doing what's called furikopi and do the dance, but in hand motions, which I've actually seen once, and I applaud anyone who can. The rest of the Shadowbringer songs have standard cheers. As a note, though, To The Edge and I believe Insatiable have player footage making up their videos. Malala is actually in the To The Edge video at the beginning, doing the blue pen light waving, and I really do hope they do another one of these someday. Next, in Endwalker, we're going to start with an acoustic, the Charlayan theme. As this is an acoustic, standard light shaking is usually swapped out for something slower. In this case, we kind of have a unique wiper movement. For the rhythm of this one, it worked best to stay on each side for an extra beat. So we'd swipe to the left, bounce for a beat, swipe to the right, bounce for a beat, and then repeat. And also because this is a calm type of song, this is typically just the wrist movement rather than the whole arm. Moving on, we have the high energy song, Hix Vent Leones, with a special note. This one has the audience join in with the pandemonium parts of the lyrics. Next, we have two slower songs right after each other, Flow Together, which, while a wiper movement is fine, I think a ketcha type movement is perhaps the best. Make sure to give Amanda your energy with a good ketcha. And of course, the other slow song we have is Close in the Distance. Similar to the last song, wiper and ketcha both work, but perhaps, once again, make sure to give Jason your energy with a good ketcha. The rest of the Endwalker songs are pretty standard with nothing too special going on. Once again, feel free to check the document linked in the description if you want to look over these more. We move into Dawn Trail with our Arcadian Marathon. There are quite a lot of songs here, and they're all very, very fun to perform and listen to live. We begin our Arcadian Marathon with Honeybee Lovely's Be My Honey. The standard for this song is an alright call and response. However, they have also replaced it with dad jokes in some performances, so pay attention if they decide to change it up on the audience. This song is also very idly, and it can benefit from things like what's called a PPPH, lead into the chorus. This is a chant which is 3-beat ooh, hi, slowly raising the light sticks to the ooh, and with a small jump on the hi on the 4th beat. However, this is not required, of course. Next, we have Ride the Rhythm and the Disco Ball Better Come Down, and we get clapping to the beat. Clap along or tap your light sticks together with the song for this one. And alright, I'll be honest, Unleashed doesn't actually have anything special in their performance at the Budokan, but perhaps this is something I'd like to see. But, at the And I Howl, I think it would be fun if the audience awoo back. Just saying. Perhaps we can get it going at FanFest? As for the rest of the songs from Dawn Trail, they are pretty standard. These are the following songs that have been performed, and yeah, there's not much to say about them. Before we move on though, let me talk about songs that they haven't performed yet since they came out after the Budokan performance, but may likely perform them in the future. These are mostly Arcadian songs, and these are the colors that I would put with them. These, I think, can follow standard light stick movements as mentioned at the beginning of the video, so nothing extra actually on these. However, perhaps we can come up with something fun to them at FanFest if they perform them. And that's a wrap! I hope this helps you cheer along to your heart's content to the Primals at FanFest and beyond. Again, World Tour when? I personally love the chanting and cheering, and feel it really wraps me up in the energy of concerts that I've been to. If you enjoyed this video, I'd super appreciate a like or maybe even subscribing. I also stream every day except Mondays and release animated shorts every week. And finally, if you're going to North America Fan Fest 2026, I hope to have you cheering along with me. To wrap things up, let's take a page out of Gun's book and ask, where are you watching from? Yay!